Alright, there's another video for 3HT about exercise 10. It says calculate the coordinates of the x-intercepts of these graphs. Alright, now the difficult thing about this exercise is that all the formulas are written down in a different way. If you take a look at exercise B, it's actually written in the easiest way, well, I think, because you can just use the product sum method. But if you look at A, then you don't have like this number behind it, and there's also a 5 in front of the x squared, so you have to do something else. And if you look at H, then we see some brackets. So I'll tell you what to do for each of these exercises. That's why I wrote them down on this paper. Now actually, I want to begin with B, because that's something that we use the product sum method for, so maybe that will be easier to do some people. If you want to use the product sum method, you need to find two numbers. If you multiply them, you get 9, and when you add them, you get 6. So if you think about it, then I think you should figure out it should be x plus 3 and x plus 3. Right, now if you want to calculate the x-intercepts, then this should equal 0. So that means that x plus 3 equals 0, or, well, this is actually the same thing. So this part here, you can actually leave away, because it's going to be the same answer anyway. So if x plus 3 equals 0, that means that x equals minus 3. Sorry about that, I just, yeah. And then, so what this means is we only have one x-intercept. So if I'm going to draw this, that means that it hits the x-axis and then it goes back up again. So that's why you only have one x-intercept, and it's minus 3. Now you don't have to draw this, you only have to calculate the coordinates for the x-intercepts. The coordinates are minus 3.0, and that's the answer then. Alright, now I'm going to go to question A here, because that's a bit of annoying that you don't have this number here. And there's also this 5 here. Now this should equal 0. Now the first thing that there's actually two things that you can do. You can first divide everything by 5 if you'd like, because if you do that you have x squared minus 2x, and that's already easier. Or you can also use the 5x in your calculation. I'll show you that later. Now if you only have two numbers like over here, that means you have to use one set of brackets and then put a common factor in front of it. Now the common factor here is x, because x squared can be divided by x and 2x can be divided by x. So if you do that, then in the brackets you'll have x minus 2. Because if you work out the brackets, x times x is x squared and x times 2 is 2x. And that means we have two answers. We have x is 0, or we have x minus 2 equals 0, which means that x equals 2. So the coordinates are 0.0 and 2.0. Alright? Now I was also going to show you what you can do with this 5 also. You can also factorize it like this. You can put 5x in front of the brackets, and then in the brackets x minus 2. Here, that's a little side note thingy. And then you get the same thing. The only difference is that over here you'll get 5x equals 0. Well, if 5x equals 0, that means that x is still 0. So the answers will be the same. I'm going to go to question C now. And here we have some brackets. Now the nice thing about this exercise is that we have brackets. Because always we want to try to make them. Here we made some brackets. Here we made some brackets, and here we already have them. So don't go working out the brackets, because that will be probably a terrible thing to do, and then you can't figure it out anymore. So here we're actually almost done already. I just say that this equals 0, and then we say that 2x minus 8 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. So that means that 2x equals 8, which means that x equals 4, or x equals 3, well, which is the same thing, so I'll just copy it. So these are the answers. So we have 4.0 and 3.0. Those are the answers for exercise C. And then we're going to go to exercise D, which is similar to what we started with. We just have to use the product sum method. So you need to find out two numbers. If you multiply them, you get minus 24, and when you add them, you get 10. Well, those numbers are 12 and minus 2. So that means that x plus 12 equals 0, which means that x is minus 12. Or x minus 2 is 0, which means that x equals 2. So the coordinates for the answer that we're looking for are minus 12.0 and 2.0. And those are the answers here. So these are all the answers for exercise 10. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.